Hi guys, it's me, just Winston again. And for this video that's dedicated to the month of Halloween, October 2024, I decided to look at a little film known as The Exorcist 2, The Heretic. No, I'm not insane. No, I'm not going insane because I saw this movie. But it is a quite curious film. Very, very curious indeed. It's very strange. I'll give that. It's very weird. But I will say that it's got one very, very good redeeming quality to it. Albeit they come out with it in a very weird and confusing way, but it's still very bizarre. But before I get into ripping this movie a new one, let me just say that this year we lost two stars that were in it, two big stars. One was Louise Fletcher, which played Nurse Ratchet in the famous movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, as well being in this movie as a psychiatrist. So I think that this movie came before that movie, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and she just transferred over to the hospital in that movie. And also, more well known as James Earl Jones, which provided the voice of Darth Vader, as well as with the King of Samunda in the classic movie Coming to America. I think number 2 also, Coming to America 2. But also, he was Mufasa from The Lion King, which I adore, by the way. I might do a video that relatively soon. Among his many other roles. So this movie kind of like a tribute to him and to Fletcher, in the same way that I did Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets for Maggie Smith, among other people that have passed away this year. So unfortunately, I have a double duty for this one. Both are very beloved actors and actresses, and it's hard for this year, in that regard, for death in Hollywood. But when this was drawn, they will want it that way. So let me just get this right away right here. Now, this movie is so strange and so odd that I don't think anyone wanted to put their names on the actual credits for this thing, because it just was so horrid. And even when they made Exorcist number 3, I think that they made like a big apology note for making this movie, because it's so horrible and so out there. So this movie follows the events of Regan McNeil from the first movie. See, I have it. I have the pop for it, a Funko Pop for it, even though I didn't have it last year, I don't believe, when I reviewed the original. Now, the original was like the scariest movie ever made, which, you know what, I can see that. I can see, being possessed by a demon named Pazuzu, who took over a child's body, a helpless infant child body, and was being destroyed from the inside out with phenomenal makeup effects and special effects all around for the whole thing, and that creepy ass voice. I think they got her the same actress that did the voice of the first Pazuzu thing. I think they got her for this one. And I believe that they filmed special scenes meant for just this movie that were in the first one. I think they also have like different camera points of view of Father Marion. That'd be Max von Sydow from the first one too. I think, don't go on that. I think that they did that. Anyway, this movie takes place after the events of that movie. I think that we're getting either being 10 years older or someone said about this because she's a teenager in this one. And let me tell you something. They go out of their way to sex her up a little bit. Because in this one, she's more, obviously, she's much more grown up and grown out more. But it's odd because in the first movie, we have this little girl, now all of a sudden she's hot. It's kind of like eerie, like kind of in a creepy kind of way because the girl is look how cute she is in the first movie. Look how adorable she is. We gotta save her. We gotta save her life and all this from this horrible demon that wants to her. But then all of a sudden, the next movie we see her in, she's like, "Oh my God, you look like a babe." It's like kind of off-putting a little bit. Like you go from this thing where you want to save her to meanwhile, in the next one we want to do extracurricular activities with her. Not only that, but they pick very interesting outfits for her to wear for the school facility, something about her. And then they give her a weird dress later on in the movie that is more of a sequin thing. It's like a negligee, like for night time and bedtime. So it's very weird, kind of off-putting. Now, there is a father in this movie, a holy father, like a priest, and there's even a cardinal in this one. And the priest is played by Richard Burton, which I believe provided the narration for the original American version of Godzilla, as well as other things too. And he was in movies like Zulu and Cleopatra. He was a big star. In any case, you have him being the main father of this movie. Now, when in the first one it was basically a simple setup, that they just wanted to try to rescue this girl that was being held hostage in a room by a demonic force and wanted to kill her and then presumably spread to other people and make misery with their own lives and all that. So it was pretty straightforward and pretty simple. The locations were pretty much the school and the house and the room, and that was pretty much it. Like, very little involving Africa or the Middle East, whichever you prefer. I think it was. In this one, they definitely make it more to be Africa because they go to Richard Burton, Father Lamont goes to Africa. They figure out what all this thing, what her visions are. And anyway, the thing is that with this one, they have her they have Reagan. They have a device where Nurse Rex I'm gonna call her Nurse Ratched because you all know and love her as Nurse Ratched, Louise Fletcher. So Nurse Ratched ends up going into the girl's mind, like by using a light bulb to hypnotize her, put her in a trance. Where it's really funny that with her going cross-eyed and stuff, looks like something else going on, but I won't get into that, but I think you can imagine what that's like. So anyway, Red Fetcher goes inside her mind, and let me tell you, they made the movie The Cell, in which the police officers go inside of a serial mind, try to piece together a few things, and in this movie could definitely go that route, because Reagan's mind is crazy minefield of psychotic dreams and weird visions, along with lots and lots of locusts, and lots of weird imagery about like the zoo and things like that. And she also had like weird thing about flashing lights, locusts, and these weird things that go it's like I hear laughing. I get very imitated that well. I'm sure most people can't imitate well because it's so fast and so jarring. It's really weird. So anyway, they have that, and they have the part where Father Lamont also tried to do this hypnotist thing. And the funny thing is that when he does it, Nurse Ratched goes into like a cardiac arrest type of thing. So when Reagan is conscious and trying to help her out, she looks like she's having a feel on Louise Fletcher. So anyway, you got these guys go into her mind and stuff. And you find out about the thing in Africa, this boy in Africa called Kuyu, which was also possessed by Pazuzu. She does sometimes fast. Possessed by Pazuzu, possessed by Pazuzu, possessed by Pazuzu, possessed by Pazuzu, possessed by Pazuzu. Fucking you can do it. So anyway, they have this boy that's being possessed, and he's very much into locusts and using that weird whip thing to try to control them and try to come away from the crops and things. I guess locusts is a big deal in Africa. So anyway, they have Father Burton going into Africa at one point to figure out what the hell is the big deal, because it's normal for a little girl, a teenage girl, to be dreaming about Africa and all this, even though she's never been there once in her life. Now, when I say Africa, it's a very specific part of Africa, because in case you haven't noticed, Africa is kind of big. Also, for the thing that is that this goes into more stereotypical territory, but like not specific areas of Africa. So it's not me trying to be offensive, it's the movie trying to be offensive, because it's very I don't think it gives a shit. I don't think that I heard that the directors and stuff for this movie never saw the first one. That's a bad sign right there. That you got great movies like The Exorcist, you make a sequel to it, and you don't know what they're doing. They don't want to see the original or read the book based on it. It was based on. I have a feeling that they probably found out that Pazuzu was got demon from Western Africa, and then they built off of that. I think they probably saw the the thing that weren't explained well in the first movie, and then it's themselves, let me see, I can expand on that. Like, I can make a whole movie about that random stuff with lots of locusts and things. Also, for the same matter, they show Kukuyu, which sounds like a Japanese name, I'm not gonna lie. But they show Kukuyu growing up into James Earl Jones wearing a giant locust outfit, like a big like covering, like a lion jacket, which would appeal to him being King of the Munda and the King of Pride Rock. And in any case, they show him there, and they show Richard Burton going to like a vision quest with him, and show him going to a spike, walking over spikes, and then falling and dying, presumably. But they also show, for some odd reason, they show Kikuyu throwing up a tomato, a whole tomato, and throwing it onto the spike strips, which is probably the origin of the attack of the killed tomatoes. I knew that there was some kind of reason behind him acting so stupid in the movie. So, I have no idea how this came from the Pazuzu mythos. Can anyone tell me how tomatoes have to do with anything in relation to this movie whatsoever, or the first one, or the third one, or anything else for that matter? Or was it just like a random shit that they said to put in the movie to be weird and avant-garde and out there? So they have this weird thing in there, and they have him. It would make more sense for him to breathe out locusts like they did in the Mummy remake. That would be cool. That would make a little more sense than throw out locusts. But then they show they also show show Kukuyu growing up again, but in real life this time. And they show that Father Mirren is talking with him in his laboratory where he studies, among other things, locusts. Yeah, go figure. So anyway, he's talking with this guy, and he goes to the lab with various assistants in the lab, talking about what psychology locusts and all that. And then he said that, were you ever possessed by a demon named Pazuzu? So then he's like, my mother used to tell me that as a kid, like as a storybook type thing. Yeah, I would believe that, because first of all, it's like the MO to have locusts. Pazuzu's like known to have locusts in the area prisons. Okay. And then second of all, when kids are possessed by demons, rather than telling them that they were possessed by a demon, to sugarcoat it, they said that it was a fairy story, or even better than that, when a person has seizures and all kinds of other mood problems, parents will say that, oh, you were possessed by a demon, to try to sugarcoat it, and that they were they were in no danger whatsoever because the priest or the medicine man fixed it all up, made it all better again, while we taking medication. that will also prevent any future possession. So the fact that Scooter was a person that was affected by a demon, and that his mother told it like a fairy story, makes a little bit of sense in that regard. Well, also, one thing I gotta say about this thing is that they have all these locusts in a confinement, like not really cage, but like a terrarium type thing. And so, but then when they actually show these things, they show them also that attacking each other and eating each other. They're gonna go after her. They're gonna go after, and they're gonna go after me next. Oh my god. But on a serious note, they have women over there, with their head covered, in like a traditional African, I guess you could call it the Shiki or something or other. But I understand that you got rich, so your religious beliefs or your culture or whatever. But a lot for insects and stuff that eat material and can hide in like lay eggs in material like that. I would think that kind of thing would not be allowed in a lot of places. But I would say, okay, check all your loose clothing and put it aside, put it in your locker or whatever the case is. But whatever you do whatever you call it. If the director of the movie didn't bother to pay attention to the first source material, I doubt if they're gonna pay attention to anything like that anyway, like that, So anyway, they also have Reagan in it as being still under the influence of Pazuzu and still getting visions of herself, looking like she's possessed, like with razor cuts on her face, with the eyes and the teeth being different from a regular happy persona. So they show her and her mother worried by herself. And not only that, but they also have her walking on the top of a big rooftop on like a high-rise building. I would imagine that's the kind of thing would be not allowed by anyone that would try to handle her. Like, don't allow her to go onto the roof. That's the number one rule, because she could easily fall off, or she could jump off the building, or try to fly, or whatever the case is. Now, remember how I said that there was like a redeeming quality to it that this movie could critical for? Well, I think that this movie is somewhat feminist, in that in the first movie, when Reagan is taken over by Pazuzu, it's like a complete and total domination over her body and spirit, and nothing that she can do herself can actually fight back against the total monster, which I think is less than double in power. But in this one, she actually learns to control herself and learns to fight back against the Pazuzu monster. And she even does the bullet whip that she can make up, go around in her head and stuff, so that it cheats the locusts. Now, being that the locusts are connected to Pazuzu, it's more or less like driving away his influence, because they show that in the house that what's wrong. When she does that, she can make him go away gradually, therefore relieving her of a positive influence. So this is more of a struggle for herself, a more complete struggle, a more maturation of her being from the first movie, where she was completely dominated by this malevolent spirit. Or it could just be me come up with ideas like my ass again. But it seems like they were leaning more toward, that Reagan was more defending herself, protecting herself, warding off the evil by herself. Because, you don't really see too much of Father Lamont doing that himself. You see more investigating the origins of the zoo and interviewing who that was previously possessed by him, trying to get some information about what happened to him and that kind of thing. Also, the locations are pretty nice. The change in locations, the callback to the original house, even though it almost killed the mother and nurse tried shit to go back to the house. So yeah, it was kind of odd. Plus the fact that, only she adult for like 10 minutes talks in this 2-hour movie. 10 minutes, maybe less, more like 5 or 6 minutes tops. Yeah, this movie is very random, especially with the noise. It's very yummy, very weird. I don't know if that's supposed to be the influence, the madness that is accompanied by Pazuzu. It's highly weird and very strange. But yeah, this whole awakening thing for Reagan to become a spiritual warrior, if you will, a defender of all that is good and pure, kind of weird and kind of odd. They could have done it more streamlined when they made the movie, and they could have made it more understandable. I mean, how people always love the first one. Hard fans love the first one. But the fact that this movie was so out there and strange and random. They had like past scenes, and they had future scenes, and they had African scenes, and then they had people that fall on big cliffs, and Lamar has to go get them, and it was just a whole big confusion. I mean, if you look at like a feminist angle, like, let's try to find our own way, she's trying to fight the Zuzu. It's a pretty good movie, because the demons we try to prey on the weak minded, on the innocent pure kids. Legit, they can't defend themselves. Kind of like abusers. They pick on the poor innocent people, but when they mature and they get bigger and better in body size and strength and stuff, they can't do that anymore. Like in this movie, I'm sure that if Pazuzu on Reagan now, he probably could do it, because she's stronger and better willed for it, and more intelligent too. So yeah, I somewhat like this movie. The message is pretty cool if you go by that angle. And There are also sea scenes, which I found boring as all hell. I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of boring there. Seeing lunch eating scenes that were kind of boring. Talking scene too. It was kind of boring. So I didn't like it as much as I did the first one because it was pretty much a pure descent into torture for this little girl. But I didn't like seeing her as an adult not being tortured as much. I mean, for a horror movie that was based on the most horrific movie ever made, they to pull a bunch of randoms together. I thank you for watching my video on Exorcist 2, the Heretic. We never actually do find out who the Heretic is, with the Heretic or heresy deal with people that go against the main religion. So I don't get how this movie has to do with the Heretic. If anything, it'll be a bit defender of Reagan and the defender of good and all that. So anyway, I still give this one happy face, seal approval. Even though it's not really for everyone, I still enjoy it. But you never actually see a picture of Pazuzu, what he looks like. But yeah, I think that's the best, because the imagination is always better than seeing something. You know, you can imagine more horrible things than it's individual like them. If you like what you hear and want to see more of my videos and such, then please like, comment, and share my videos, or you can subscribe to my channel. If you guys like any more, if you want to leave any more input on my future content and ideas for future stuff, you can always contact me or text me on my phone number at 631-707-3707. And if you want, you can follow me on my Twitter or X if you prefer at PNelsonPro. Also, you can get my email address at jjsviewingchannel@gmail.com. So, I see all you guys who like The Exorcist, who can actually follow this movie through, who like the whole Reagan learning the control of powers and learning to defend yourself against evil, and especially with this bold thing that she does. Also, I'm sure that's useful for just Pazuzu, but what about other demons and stuff, because until they come in one just him. Also, let's see what was I gonna say, you know, it'd be nice if the first priest from the first movie did that. You know, maybe we can Pazuzu enough to get rid of them all together. And I'm really glad that the locusts, when they do attack crops and such, they don't do that thing that they did in the sun. I'd be curious to know how people actually make that noise. You know, anyway, peace out, my little goblins. Have fun with Halloween, and I'll see you in the next one. Aloha, or you girls and guys in Instant Land. Bye.